All right, have and have not fans. Now, based off the last episode, which again I gave a 9.5 out of 10 because it gave us so much stuff to digest. When it comes to Landon and Jeffrey, people have been asking me in my live streams on Instagram, which I highly suggest you follow. There is a link to my social media in the description below. They asked me about Landon and Jeffrey ending up together. Given the fact that Landon now knows how Jeffrey feels when it comes to being in love with a straight man. Remember, Jeffrey loves Wyatt. Landon is allegedly in love with Charles, and that's bad for business for one, but also the fact that he's straight. And honestly, can you imagine if Charles and Landon got together and he was the president? He would be the first, the first gay president, and he's black too, so yeah, there's that. But anyway, I feel like it might happen because, let's be honest, I don't think this Justin and Jeffrey thing is ever going to get off the ground because he is way too obsessive, way too violent, way too controlling. If anything, Jeffrey is dating a male version of his mom when you think about it. Really think about it. And they say that sometimes, guys, we tend to go after women, or in this case, we go after significant others, male, female, whatever the case may be, that are just like our mothers, or maybe in some cases, women date men who are just like their fathers. And when you really think about it, that could be why Jeffrey is, with Justin, or in Jeffrey terms, he says moment of weakness. So there's that. So maybe it's like, he has those moments of weaknesses and they make out, have sex, whatever. But then when Justin literally turns into Veronica, he wants nothing to do with Justin. So I don't think that's ever going to last. Then you look at the Landon and Charles situation. There's nothing to really say about it. Charles is into Candace and loves women. Landon is into Charles, but he doesn't see it because he only sees Landon as a friend and assistant, but he's not gay. So basically it's just like Wyatt and Jeffrey. I don't really know how else to put it. Maybe in the epilogue of the show, those two end up together because at this point, there's really no solid love interest for Jeffrey. And I really don't want them to flip the story around to say, and it looks like Wyatt was in love with Jeffrey this entire time and he finally comes out of the closet. I feel like that'll be bad writing. And no, I know the comments like, no, Jeremy, you're just being homophobic, just like your video about was that Justin and Jeffrey scene really necessary if it were two women going at it? Or what about when David and Erica were having sex, or Jim and Candace and Catherine and Jim and whatever. It's not like that. I'm talking from a viewer's perspective. Based off the writing of the show, I feel like it would be bad writing for Wyatt to be gay. Just come out of the closet randomly and be gay. I feel like that'll be bad writing. It was joked at a couple. It was kind of joked about a couple times by Jim when he's asking Wyatt, son, are you gay? Are you in love with Jeffrey? But that's about it. Landon and Jeffrey, I feel like they would actually be good together when you think about it, because to be honest, Landon was kind of like the counselor for Jeffrey, like Jeffrey was to Wyatt back in season 1. The thing about it was that we obviously knew that Jeffrey was into Wyatt, and then in season 2, Landon was into Jeffrey. That's how that works. And then to be honest here, when you really think about it, I kind of feel bad for Landon because remember, even though Justin has done a lot of crazy stuff and I have no remorse, I did feel a certain kind of way when Jeffrey said, I just had a moment of weakness. And I'm pretty sure that means every time those two had relations, it's because Jeffrey was weak. Then you look at, what was it? Season 3, I believe the episode was Enough is Enough. I think that was the finale. Basically when Jeffrey goes over to Veronica's house and tells her off for the first time, and then later on in the episode she burns it down. I think that's when Jeffrey goes back to the Sarandon Hotel, calls Landon to come to his room, and then pushes him on the bed, and then they have sex. And it was all about getting back at Veronica, it was just like, you know what? I don't give a damn about my mom. I'm going to end up living the life I want to live. So Jeffrey used Landon when you really think about it in that specific night. But then Landon lost cool points when he tried to have drunk sex with Jeffrey. And that was the same episode where they walk into his hotel room and Justin is laying naked in the bed. And then Veronica takes the video camera of it. And I think he choked Landon too. So if they clean their act up, I'm not going to lie, Jeffrey and Landon might actually make a good couple, assuming none of them die off. But yeah, I mean, I think that in terms of characters on the show, that would be a healthy relationship. Justin, Jeffrey. They see, if they didn't have the letter J at the beginning of their names, it'll be easier. But Jeffrey and Landon might actually work out. But there'll be a lot of things that need to change. So with that being said, you know, do I think Jeffrey and Landon will make a good couple on the show? You know, probably. I feel like if anything, Jeffrey needs to apologize for using Landon. That's just my opinion. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Jeffrey and Landon are going to end up together, or do you think that Landon is going to get killed off because, you know, Charles finds out that he's into him? But then that would be like, well, that makes Charles a homophobic character, and then that'll lead to backlash on his character. So yeah, it needs to be written carefully. I'll just end it on that. So subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed what you heard. If you didn't, that's okay. I mean, we're almost up to 900 videos on this channel, so I'm pretty sure I have something out there that you would love to listen to.